What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to TTP Sports, and my god, I did not expect this to happen today. No one here, well, no one watching this, or no one in Flyers country could say they expected this to happen so soon. I expected this to happen halfway through the season, maybe towards free agency next year. But it happened, and I'm not going to complain about this whatsoever, because the Flyers extend Sean Couturier to an 8-year contract worth $7.75 million annually. And I'm just like shocked. I did not expect this to happen. I just didn't. After all the stuff Chuck Fletcher has done this year, I didn't expect him to focus on the Giroux and Couturier contracts so soon. But right now, Sean Couturier looks like he wants to stay in Philadelphia for the rest of his career, and I don't mind that whatsoever. And I know people are definitely going to look at, oh, it's an 8-year deal, it's way too long, he's getting towards age 30 of his career, but when I look at this, Sean Couturier, he is a first-line center, and if you look at majority of the first-line centers throughout the National Hockey League, mostly they never hit free agency. Really, you get those rare occurrences when first-line centers or franchise-altering players do hit free agency. And, you know, you get the case with John Tavares, but it's rare to see when a top-line center for a team doesn't really stay with them for their entire career. And you got this case right here, Sean Couturier. He's mainly going to be a Flyer for the rest of his career because right now he is 28 years old, most likely going into his age 29 season. He's going to be with the Flyers for a while. He's going to be with them until around, 37, 38 years old. So, yeah, he's going to be with the Flyers for a while. And I'm honestly surprised about the annual value of the contract as well, because definitely, if they signed shorter term, like a 4 or 5 year deal, I would assume the annual value would have gone up a lot higher, maybe closer towards the 8, 9, 10 mil range. But to honestly get Sean Couturier on an annual value under 8 mil a season at 7.75, honestly, that's a steal in itself. Sean Couturier, a Selke Trophy winner. He won the Selke Trophy in 2019-2020. He's one of the top 5 two-way centers in the game. And yeah, he's been a really just good top-line center for the Flyers. That's really all I can describe it as. And it feels, even though last year was just a down year for the entire team, it does feel like Sean Couturier is one of the few players on this team that really is consistent every single year. And then once he broke out offensively a couple of years ago, he really just solidified himself as an annual Selke Trophy nominee, even though last year he wasn't. But he's really showcasing that he could be an annual Selke guy when you get the team. Hopefully, if the team becomes more consistent in making the playoffs every year, then you can get into that conversation about him possibly being an annual Selke candidate. But still, man, I'm just really shocked because now that you look at cap friendly, because we all know this contract's not going to go into effect until next season, so you still got that really good contract for Sean Couturier for the rest of this year. He's only getting paid around 4.3. So yeah, that contract is going to be a major steal for this team. And it's funny, Cap Friendly already updated the contract extension for Sean Couturier. So if I'm looking at the Flyers just in general right now, the cap space they're saying right here, the projected one is around a little bit over $300,000 in cap space. And then if you look at the contracts that are probably going to expire for next year, if you're talking in terms of bigger contracts, because then you got the little just like contracts that probably don't matter. Guys like Justin Braun, Derek Brassard, Nate Thompson, Keith Yandel, and like those contracts really don't matter. You don't really expect those guys, if they were to come back to the Flyers, to get big pay raises. That's just not going to happen. But if you're talking in terms of the bigger contracts that probably are going to be more focused on going into next offseason, who knows if it's during the season at all. We don't know what Chuck Fletcher is going to do. He's done so much, so who knows if you could say he's even done with anything that's happening, because you have Claude Giroux, your captain. Contract's going to expire after this year. He's making over $8 million for this final year of the contract, going into his age 34. He's 33 right now, going into his age 34 season. So is Claude Giroux going to send an extension with the Flyers? Is he going to take more of a team-friendly pay cut? Or is he going to get maybe like a 3-4 year deal with a little bit lesser term than what he's making right now? We don't know. We definitely don't know. And another contract that you can say could possibly be big is a contract like Joel Farabee, because he's going into the final year of his entry-level contract. And if he continues the way that he played last year into this year and puts up more production, you can definitely expect a little bit of a pay raise for a guy like Joel Farabee. And then you can say, and Morgan Frosty really hasn't proven himself yet, so you definitely don't expect anything there. Really, the only big contracts that you have worrying about right now going into next season is Claude Giroux and Joel Farabee. Maybe you can say Rasmus Ristolainen, but since he only has 1 year left on his contract at 5.4, if he doesn't have that good of a season, you can just wipe that contract right off the books. So you really don't have to worry about anything right there. But still, I'm just shocked. I am just overly shocked. And and this proved that Sean Couturier wants to stay with the Flyers for the rest of his career, so I am very happy about that. I really am. And there's nothing more I can say. I'm just excited about it. So before we end this video off, I want to look at Sean Couturier's stats throughout his career with the Philadelphia Flyers. So in total for his career, he's going to reach the 700-game mark this year. He needs 8 more games. He's at 692 so far in total games played. He has 174 goals, 269 assists for 443 total points. And over his career with the Flyers, going back to the 2011-2012 season, he has 27 points, 15 points, 39 points, 37 points, 39 points, 34. So he was really in that consistent range of the 35-plus points to start his career off. And then once he was finally put on that top line with Claude Giroux, he broke out offensively, 76 points, 59 points in the shortened season due to COVID, and then you get 41 points in 45 games last year. So last year, really just everything went bad for the team, so I do expect Sean Couturier to bounce back for a full season of training, full season of everything, and hopefully just to get back to some normalcy, hopefully. But yeah, I'm really excited for this deal, and I think it's going to be really good for the Flyers, and it proves that Sean Couturier wants to stay here. He loves what Chuck Fletcher has been doing this offseason, and he was willing to sign this contract. That's what I take from this. So, excited as ever. And I want to know your thoughts on this contract. Do you like the contract? Do you think the term's too long? Do you like the money? All your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, do not forget to leave those down there. Don't forget to drop a like on this video. And don't forget to check out the Panda Lines, which I'm a part of. Their links are down in the description below. Also, don't forget to check out the links to Broads Media, the Flyer to Pod merch website, and also for Flyers Nitty Gritty. All that stuff is down in the description below. We're definitely going to get a Flyer to podcast maybe in the next day or so. We've had our nice vacation from the podcast for a month, but we're definitely getting closer to Flyer season, so we're definitely going to get the podcast up and running again, so don't worry about that. And the most important thing you can do is hit that subscribe button and subscribe here to the channel. I will greatly appreciate that, and I will see you next time.